It only took 24 hours of chaos at American airports for Donald Trump's entire confrontation strategy to collapse. Trump had declared that he would block every funding bill for the Transportation Security Administration and that he was willing to paralyze airport operations if Congress refused to give in. But now those threats have disappeared. Trump is facing mounting political pressure, and this time he has backed down. Once again, the confrontation that Trump initiated has ended in a familiar way. After days of tough rhetoric, he began signaling that he was willing to accept a deal with Congress to restore funding for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. One proposal under discussion was to separate the funding streams, allowing the Transportation Security Administration to receive the money it needs to keep operating normally while other political disputes continue to be negotiated. This represented a clear retreat from the administration's original position, and many analysts quickly recognized it. This is not the first time it has happened. For years, observers of Washington politics have noticed a repeating pattern. Trump issues extremely aggressive threats, pushes the situation to the edge of crisis, and then quickly backs down when political reality pushes back. The pattern has even earned a nickname on Wall Street. Financial traders call it TACO, short for Trump always chickens out. In simple terms, Trump often escalates a major confrontation, but then retreats once the consequences begin to become clear. In this case, the airport crisis became the latest example. The Trump administration once again searched for a way out of the very crisis it had created. And when looking back at the entire episode, many people began asking an uncomfortable but important question. Did this crisis really need to happen at all? The airport security system in the US was designed to operate steadily and professionally, yet in just a few days of political conflict, that system was pulled into an unnecessary crisis. Passengers were trapped in long security lines, security personnel worked under unstable conditions, and images of chaos at major airports spread across the media. All of it happened not because of a natural disaster or an urgent security threat, but because of a political confrontation in Washington. Just a few days earlier, Trump had escalated tensions again with controversial statements on social media. On the platform Truth Social, he posted messages accusing Democrats of deliberately keeping undocumented immigrants in the country so they could participate in elections. He did not stop there. Trump also declared that he was ready to fight to the end to neutralize U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the federal agency responsible for enforcing immigration law. These statements did not calm the situation. Instead, they intensified the airport crisis as aviation security issues began to be directly tied to disputes over immigration. In that environment, the Trump administration introduced another highly controversial step, deploying ICE agents at airports. In theory, the presence of ICE was described as a measure to strengthen immigration control and support security. But in practice, many reports from passengers and journalists suggested something very different. At several airports, ICE agents were accused of standing around without actually helping resolve the congestion. Some witnesses even said they saw agents spending much of their time using their phones or chatting with one another. Meanwhile, security lines continued to grow longer and passengers continued waiting in frustration. The presence of ICE was criticized not only for being ineffective, but also for triggering controversial incidents. One of the most widely shared images on social media came from an arrest at San Francisco International Airport. Video footage showed ICE agents detaining a woman at the airport while her young daughter stood beside her.
Leave her alone! Fucking what are you doing?
Leave her alone!
What the hell are you doing?
I hope you're so fucking proud of yourselves, you fucking assholes. You're on video now, too. Yeah. Shame on you. You fucking un-American pieces of shit. Fuck you.
I mean, that video is, man, it's just hard. I mean, this woman is struggling. And look, her child is right next to her. Let me see if I can, I don't want to, right there, you can see this woman behind her is helping.
For many viewers, that image became a symbol of the chaos that the Trump administration had created at airports. Questions quickly followed. Was the deployment of ICE really meant to improve security, or was it simply a political move designed to demonstrate a hardline stance on immigration? The controversy did not stop there. Several reporters attempted to approach ICE agents to ask about their role at the airport, but instead of offering clear answers, many agents refused to respond or quickly walked away from camera areas. Videos showed some agents reacting with visible irritation when they were filmed, even though recording in public areas of airports is completely legal. This fueled additional concerns about transparency and accountability among law enforcement during the crisis. While these controversies spread across the media, political pressure in Washington also began rising rapidly. Senators from both parties expressed concern that allowing airports to fall into chaos could damage the economy and the credibility of the government. The aviation system in the US does not only serve domestic travelers, it is also a critical part of the global transportation network. When airports are disrupted, the impact can spread into many other parts of the economy, and the longer the crisis continues, the harder it becomes to control. It was under that growing pressure that Trump began to change his tone. After days of appearing defiant, he held a meeting with Republican Party senators to search for a way out of the situation. Those discussions focused on a compromise solution, allowing full funding for the Transportation Security Administration to restore normal airport operations while separating disputes over the budget of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement into a different negotiation. In other words, the Trump administration finally began accepting what many lawmakers had proposed from the very beginning, separating airport security from the political battles over immigration. This shift marked the turning point of the crisis. Only a few hours after signals of compromise appeared, financial markets and political observers began realizing that the White House was looking for a way to step back from the confrontation it had started. Once again, the familiar pattern repeated itself. A crisis pushed to the brink, followed by a rapid retreat. And when the entire episode is viewed in hindsight, many people once again ask the same uncomfortable but important question: did this crisis really need to happen? The airport security system in the US was designed to operate steadily and professionally, yet within only a few days of political conflict, it was dragged into an unnecessary crisis. Passengers were trapped in long lines, security staff worked under unstable conditions, and images of chaos at major airport spread widely across the media. All of it happened not because of a natural disaster or an urgent security threat, but because of a political confrontation in Washington. The airport crisis therefore became a clear lesson about how politics can disrupt even the most essential systems of government. And for many observers, it also became another illustration of Donald Trump's leadership style. A style willing to push situations to the edge of crisis, even when the price is the stability of the very systems the government is supposed to protect.